Hey PJs, so welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing Seoul Gage. If you don't know who they are, it's a website that you can use to shop from many different slime shops. I do believe they are all Korean. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but that's where these came from. It is my first time trying their slimes, so I'm super excited. Every time I show a slime, I will show like which shop it came from because they are there's multiple different ones, but I did purchase a total of 9 slimes. Besides the slimes, I was also sent multiple different types of activator and their business card. I did have a few unfortunate accidents in the package, but like I said, these did come from Korea, so it's perfectly fine. It's not their fault. One of them I think was just overfilled. The other one unfortunately did crack, but I managed to salvage most of it. And here are the slimes that I purchased. There is an extra slime, but I will be doing a different video with that one. Obviously, since these did come from many different slime shops, they do have different containers, but all of them do have a label of some sort. I forgot to mention, but this review will be split into 3 parts. I hope that's okay. I just wanted to separate it as I normally do with reviewing 3 slimes per video. Starting with the first slime, this is Sweet Choco-Caron. This is a white glue block bead slime that is scented pistachio pudding cake, and it comes with some charms. To me, this slime smells like almond extract, but mixed with a nutty and cakey scent, but I would say the almond really comes through. And like, if you haven't smelled almond extract, it doesn't actually smell like almonds, or at least to most people, it actually kind of smells like cherry. Not like really fake cherry and not really a medicine cherry. It's kind of its own thing, but like a lot of people seem to recognize it as cherry, and I actually really like this scent. I will say it's pretty powerful on this one, even after having all of the slimes like laid out and like after I reviewed and everything, this one still came through and I could smell it over everything else, but I personally don't mind. The base is thin, so it helps the beads move around in the slime as you play with it, but I will say since it is thin, it doesn't really prevent the like tough parts of the beads from scratching up your hands. So I would say it is kind of tough on the hands. Like I've mentioned before, I kind of have in between hands. They're not like super sensitive, but they're not super tough either. So I feel like that's a good gauge on how it might affect you. And I would say this is one of the more rough ones that I've had. Not as rough as like pure block bead slimes, but it is a bit scratchy. I absolutely love the variety of add-ins in this slime. I've talked about it so many times about how I love white based slimes with a bunch of colorful add-ins, and this is definitely one of those. I think everything looks amazing, and since the add-ins are different, like some of them are like block beads like I said, and then some of them are like kind of more squishy, but they're like still in the form of a square, if that makes sense. And then there was some females I got to add, so like there's a lot of different textures. I also thought that the charms were really cute. This slime is stretchy and very colorful. There's a ton of bubble pops, and obviously, like I said, since there's different types of add-ins, there's a lot of variety to the bubble pops as well, which I really enjoy, and I think that's satisfying. Also, what's amazing is that it has minimal residue to it and absolutely no tackiness, which is almost unheard of with a slime that has a bunch of add-ins in it, so I think that is amazing. This was one of those ones that I had in my cart, and I was kind of iffy on if I wanted this one or if I should replace it with a different slime, but I am definitely happy that I decided to go with this one. And it is getting 5 out of 5 pajamas. Next up is Strawberry Cream Macaron. This is a DIY clay slime that is scented strawberry milk. It comes with a macaron clay piece, a charm, and an extra slime like filling that you put in the macaron. The base is glossy and chewy, and it smells like a good strawberry scent, which can be a little bit hard to describe. If you've ever tried Momo slimes, they seem to have a lot of strawberry themed slimes, and a lot of them are scented with a specific strawberry scent, and it's hard to describe because it's not like a fake strawberry scent and it's not exactly a real one. It's kind of a mix between the two, but it still smells like really fresh. But it also has that milky smell to it as well, so I feel like it's really accurate for the description of this slime. Assembling this one together was fun. I did my best to make it look aesthetic. I've mentioned it before. I feel like I'm slightly getting better at the DIY portion of these slimes, and it's really satisfying when they like come together the way I want them to and not like a complete mess. But mixing it was satisfying, and once the clay is fully mixed in, it turns into a slightly jiggly slay slime, which is a really nice texture, honestly. I don't get a lot of textures like this where it's like a slight clay but then like it has some jiggle to it, and it's honestly like really satisfying to like squish because it kind of runs all over your fingers, but like not in a messy way because it's not sticky, and I don't know, I like it. The slime does inflate, and I would say it inflates a decent amount, and once it does, it becomes poofy in texture but still keeps those watery bubble pops from the jiggly base, which has to be one of my favorite combinations ever. I know that inflation really isn't for everybody, but it's one of the things that I really enjoy, just to see how big the slime can get from its original size. And I just like the poofy textures and like how sizzly it can get, and like some of them just get super soft and feel like cloud-like almost, but then I really like watery bubble pops. That has to be one of my favorite forms of ASMR. I really couldn't tell you why. I just really like the way it sounds. It's like the ultimate satisfaction for me when it comes to ASMR. We all have our own like triggers that we like the most, and that's probably one of mine, so this is such a perfect combination for me. I also think I have some kind of soft spot for strawberry themed slimes. I get a lot of them, which I feel like a lot of shops do them anyways, so like it's kind of inevitable that I'm gonna get a lot of them, but I always seem to enjoy them. So this one is getting 5 out of 5 pajamas. And the last slime for this part 1 review is Kitty Dango. This is a DIY clay slime that is scented Kahlua and caramel. It comes with a Dango clay piece and an extra slime to put on top. To me, this slime smells like bread mixed with warm caramel, and I can get real specific on this one. Not caramel that you would like warm up in the microwave, but one you would put on the stove, like where it gets kind of bubbly and stuff. Not exactly burnt, but like definitely warmed up, which... It does smell really good. I could just say that it smells like sweet bread or caramel bread, but like I like to get as specific as possible because I just really like giving specific descriptions. The base is glossy and chewy, and it has a slow stretch, so you do have to be a bit more patient with it. The clay piece is absolutely adorable. I love the little paws, and there was even, I think, a kitty face, which I did cover with the extra slime, but like it was so cute, and like assembling everything was really fun. Like I love how everything looks, and I'm not sure what the powder was. I think it's supposed to represent brown sugar, but I don't know exactly what it is. It's not sand, but it's just kind of like a weird powder. I don't know, but I like the way it looks. Mixing the clay in was a bit tough, and I think that has to do with the base just having like a slower stretch to it because it just kept ripping. I personally don't mind when like it's a tougher mix or like it takes longer to mix in or anything like that, and it's still fully mixed in, and once it does, it turns into like a coated clay slime, if that makes sense. You can't really coat clay slimes usually because they don't really stick to you, so there's really nothing to coat, but like it has like a coated feel to it. I will say I'm not the biggest fan of the ending color. I know that a lot of people are like, I don't like when my slimes turn brown or like a really dark green or things like that. I don't like when my slimes turn into like a peachy skin color. It just kind of freaks me out a little bit. It's fine, and like I'm not going to take off points because I don't like a color, because some of you guys probably think that this is an amazing color, and that's cool. It's just not my type of color. But this slime also has the inflation and the watery bubble pops that I was just talking about. So you know I love this texture. I got 2 that are like the perfect texture for me. I was so hyped. And of course, this one is also getting 5 out of 5 pajamas. And with that, that is the end of this part 1 review, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you made it this far, comment down below if you've ever purchased from this shop and what your experience was, because this is the first time I've tried them and I love them. Now I am signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next one.